all cats old enough to catch their own prey gather here beneath the podcast for a clan meeting. Welcome to Paws Clause, a podcast where we read the Warrior Cats books in chronological order. I'm Jill, joined by my co-host and odd robot, Scout, and today we will be discussing the new prophecy, Book 1, Midnight. Hello, Scout. How are you today?
Hello, Jillian. I am doing very well.
Was that going to be your voice for Corius?
That's my odd robot voice. It's basically just like kind of me, but a little bit quieter and a little bit more even. And I will say weird things like, watch out today, the sky is green. That means trouble. And you're going to be like, what the fuck does that mean?
Love that.
Oh, that's a little peek into our D&D shenanigans for you, dear listeners. Hi, Jill. How are you doing today?
I'm doing swell. It has been a pretty chill day here. I've gotten some writing done, got some reading done.
Hell yeah.
We ordered... Oh, well, I guess I should ask how the Prey's running before I talk about what I had for dinner.
How's the Prey running? We are gamers. We're a little punchy tonight, I think.
We are.
We did just like shoot the shit for 15 minutes before we started recording, which was very nice. But now we are in the zone. How is the Prey running? Tell me about sauce, ?
Sauce?
You sent me a message earlier that said you're ready to get lost in the sauce.
Oh, not food sauce. That's what I'm about. I'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
But I did have fettuccine Alfredo for dinner tonight. It was very good.
Love a fettuccine Alfredo.
What about you? What's on the grill tonight at the Scout household?
On the grill tonight, we aren't grilling tonight specifically, but we did grill 2 nights ago. We actually fun little moment of this is my lifeism. We had steak and asparagus and homemade rolls.
Oh my god!
On Friday evening, and I and my parents were listening to the beginning of the edit for the episode that's going to be coming up this week, which is the Firestars Quest episode, in which I also spoke about the fact that we were having steak and asparagus. And I was like, hey, we're eating that right now. So I loved that little, what's that George Lucas thing? What does he say? It rhymes? It rhymes.
Yes.
And then tonight, we are going to be making a sheet pan meal, a sheet pan tandoori chicken with chickpeas and cauliflower like roasted red onion. And that's what's on the menu.
Dude, your food always sounds so good.
I have to visit and make more food for you, or you have to visit and I can make more food for you. Generally, the next time we're like in a room together, me making food is going to be involved.
Yes, I agree. My husband today was like, oh, when's Scout gonna visit us again?
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I gotta figure it out. Flying is simply hard.
Flying is hard, but you are always welcome, and Zelda Cat would, of course, be delighted to have her best friend back.
I love you, Zelda Cat. I'm blowing Zelda Cat kisses, and thank you for delivering kisses by proxy before the recording.
Yes, of course. So we got a lot of things to talk about in How's the Prey Running.
We got a lot going on, but first we have to address the prophecy that you gave us at the end of last recording, end of last episode.
Scout has deciphered the prophecy that I gave. So Scout, would you like to share your interpretation of this prophecy?
I have consulted with my medicine cat. I have read the stars. StarClan has said to me, the thing that is very exciting is that we as a podcast are, as of this episode, the beginning of season 4, joining the Worst Garbage Podcast Network, the TWG Network, which is a wonderful network with a lot of good shows that are made by friends of ours. Thank you so much to everybody over there who has invited us into their ranks, into their clan, so to speak. Nothing will change about this podcast except that, we'll will be shouting out the network itself in our credits, and occasionally we might mention, some of the other shows on the network, things like that. Check them out. Theworstgarbage.online is the URL.
Hell yeah. Very excited to be joining them. Very, very thrilled that they accepted us into the fold.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody over there.
We got a lot more to discuss, too.
Yeah.
I have to apologize.
I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm excited for this.
I got back into Neopets.
They've done it, ladies and gents.
They've done it, gamers. They pulled me back in, kicking and screaming. And now I'm fucking playing Neopets again. God,
Let's go.
It's so fun. I forgot how fun it is. I'm just, I really got my start, going absolutely ham with Warriors fandom on Neopets. We had a guild, we did roleplay and all of that stuff. I think I can actually probably pull it up too. I unfortunately am currently battling the support to gain access to my first account. Because I used an email that is now, it belongs to a company that no longer exists.
Gotcha.
And also because I was 10 years old, I used a fake birthday like every other person on the internet.
Yeah.
Back in, let's see, my old account is 19 years old. So 19 years ago.
You were 10, yeah.
I was a mere 10 years old and I was using a very incorrect birth date.
I hope it was in the 60s or something.
I don't think it was quite that much. I think it was making me around 20-ish.
The way I always did it was if I needed to fudge my birthday, this is the most scout shit in the world. It was always exactly the number of years that I needed to be the minimum age for the website. I was I'm only lying as much as the minimum age required for the website.
Yeah, see, I think that was what I did too, but because my parents scared me absolutely shitless about internet safety, I didn't put my actual month and day of my birthday.
Oh.
So it was a completely fake birthday. I wrote it down on a piece of paper, which is now definitely gone. It is eroded, I'm sure.
It's in the sediment.
Yeah, it's gone, y'all. So I'm currently hey, I don't know what birthday I put. This is the email I used, but unfortunately, this company no longer exists. So, you can't email me a password reset there. So maybe I'll get it back. If not, I can always go just, look at what I had. Oh, boy. Our guild... so one of the things that Neopets taught me was HTML.
Incredible.
Unfortunately, in the 19 years since... my Neopets guild was created, the images have gotten...
Oh, are they all broken?
Just so broken and busted, and the HTML is so non-functioning anymore.
Oh, that's so sad.
So it's really... I, literally cannot read it. I have to, highlight stuff in order to look at it. But we did have a big Warriors RP. I still can access all of our cats. So I'll link that somewhere, I'm sure.
Incredible.
So I can show off all of the cats. Now I am realizing why PhotoBucket keeps emailing me about, hey, are you sure you don't want your account deleted? Because apparently all of the adoptables that I used to make these cats were uploaded onto PhotoBucket and then put onto the pages.
Wow.
So,
I'm having flashbacks to similar things that I did, but I was a little bit older and it was for Pokemon Nuzlocke comics that I was making.
Hell yeah. Y'all, I wish I could find these adoptables because it's just the line art for a pixel cat in MS Paint. And I swear to God, I wish I could find where I got these because I want to do them so bad. They were so much fun. I wasted so much time. Wow. Anyway, yes. So I will link that because
A blast from the past.
Blast from the past. But yes, so I've been getting back into Neopets. It's really fun. The economy's in shambles, which means like a lot of things that were unachievable for me as a 10-year-old child playing Neopets are now so achievable that I don't actually know what to do with myself.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm like, but there's also a ton of other stuff to do. So I've gotten back into that. So, you know, it just kind of feels thematic to be going through
wonderful
Warriors and then going back into some other nostalgic stuff.
Yeah.
What does this mean for me as a person? Unfortunately, I have a feeling it will impact me negatively in that I will be playing Neopets quite a bit. I forgot how fun some of these freaking games are.
I was somebody who never experienced Neopets. So this is always like I'm always the person in the audience like furiously writing notes like, what is Neopets? What is games? I love this for you, though. I love that you have revisited this. This is every once in a while I will return to Flight Rising, which is another pet site with dragons.
I can't go back. I got into so much trouble on Flight Rising. I can never.
You can't return?
I can never return.
They banished you?
No, I got into like interpersonal drama with people on Flight Rising. I'm not proud of any of it, but
oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I can ever go back and show my face again.
Damn.
At least under that account name. I would have to like completely start over, and I don't want to because I really liked my
your dragons.
Really like my dragons. Yeah.
Okay, Nia, do you got anything else about Neopets? Should we move on?
I don't. Sorry, we've got a lot to talk about.
I know. I don't want to rush you through Neopets. I just want to make sure we get to hit all of our points.
I'm just scrolling and looking at these old Warrior Cats names and how bad they are.
Cheesy. Incredible.
Yes. Real quick shout out today. We are recording. It is the 31st of March. Happy Trans Day of Visibility. And for those of you who celebrate, Happy Easter. I was talking to one of my friends on Discord who was watching the Church of the Rock Easter play, which is the Easter plays that Jenny Nicholson talks about in her YouTube video, which is required viewing. You should go watch it. It's very
really
funny.
Good. It's a really good one. What is the one this year?
Murder on the Jerusalem Express.
Holy shit.
It was apparently not good. But so my friend shared with me a link. I was like, I may or may not watch it. I've still got a Warriors book to finish reading today. And he just said, the resurrection of Rusty the Cat as Firepaw. And that just has not left my brain all day. So thank you for that to my friend Zilla.
On the third day.
On the third day, Rusty became Firepaw. So that's that. We've got some communications to share. I just was on the Tumblr today and I saw we got a very nice long message if you would like to read that.
Sure. I love this message. This is from Ciel Kevals, I'm going to say, on Tumblr, wrote to us and said, "Hi, I came across your podcast yesterday looking for content about Yellowfang's secret, and I just love hearing about your thoughts about these silly forest cats I've been obsessed with since I was a kid. First of all, thank you, very kind. Now into the meat of this, more specifically, how weirdly similar many of the cats' names are. And I have to say, I've read the books in French, and the translator did an amazing job fixing this issue by just choosing synonyms in French for the same English suffix, or even changing both elements. It's so funny because one of you, Jill, I believe this was you, suggested that blue fur should be called Blue Moon instead, and that's exactly how she's called in La Professeur des Étoiles Bleues, Lune Bleue. I hope I'm pronouncing all this French stuff right. I'm doing my best here. I'm sure I'm embarrassing myself.
Neither of us took French, so we apologize.
Unfortunately, no. In light of the above, many characters are given more unique names if they're French speakers. I love this so much.
I do too. I think it's really, really fun to find out about, like, translation of things like this.
Yes!
I'm always so interested in translation. It is not something I could ever do. The people who do that, incredible.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Mm-hmm. Translators are truly doing some of the like most creative heavy lifting in the world. IMO.
Yeah, I really love this. That is so cool that her name is Blue Moon.
Yeah, I love that her name is Blue Moon.
If you have like any other fun like changes that happen in translation, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, feel free to write to us with any like little fun facts, etc. If there's interesting stuff, we'll bring it up on the podcast for sure.
Yeah, and by this point, I will have responded to you on Tumblr as well. But just thank you so much for hitting us up.
Yeah.
We also got some emails.
We did. We got some wonderful memes,
which will also be replied to by the time this episode goes up. But we just wanted to shout you out. Thank you so much to Winterfrost for sending us some memes.
Yes, thank you, Winterfrost.
We are so happy to see memes. The tarot card one is maybe one of my favorites.
I gotta look at this one a little. Oh yes, this one. It's so good. I love this. Is this like wide bramble?
Yeah, so we have, I think the first one is Gray Stripe, I imagine. Just like very chunky Gray Stripe as the Fool. The Magician, I'm guessing that's Soul, because there's the eclipse on the hat.
Yeah, because the eclipse on the hat, yeah.
High Priestess, I have no idea which one this is supposed to be. Unfortunately, this cat is just a tabby, but they are with a gun and a lot of money.
These are all like some of the best silly cat like images that you've probably seen on the internet, but drawn over with these warriors characters. It's so good. The last one is definitely Shadowsight, my boy who we haven't met yet, but I love dearly.
It's that image of the cat with the little sakura flower on its head, like squished down. Like the prophecy is true. And then I think the one before that is Firestar, and it's the star, and it's the cat like screaming, and there's just like a rainbow of light on the floor. It's so good. We'll be sure to post these as well, but wow.
Really good. I like, we haven't met Rock yet, but I really like Rock on the phone.
Yeah. This is so fun. Thank you so much. These gave us such a giggle.
They did. It was wonderful.
Additionally, because we are doing this on the 31st, tomorrow is April Fools. And because it is already April Fools in some parts of the world, the WarriorsWiki has put up some interesting things. They have changed the names of many things. I've been called out because the link to the list of prefixes and suffixes that are used in the books is renamed as "the list role players take way too seriously." That is me. I am so sorry. There's magical space wizards. There is different religions, same nonsense for the tribe, which we will make. Cultish furries, guardians of the trash, OG British land. The mistakes page is called Editors Remembering Things.
Did you say fat ass cats?
Yeah, that's kitty pets. It's just a blast. I'm loving it. They've given little fake summaries of each arc. In the first series, 21 years ago, an orange house cat joins a group of wildcats so he doesn't have to visit the vet and Destiny and stuff. It really is just a lovely time. There's like a couple of fake...
The characters page called "Why Are There Over 1,400 of These?"
Yeah, there's some fake books on here. There's none that we can really talk about without spoilers, except for there's one called Hungry Cats Into the Sauce, and it is just an edit with Garfield on it.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love when websites do stupid shit for April Fool's Day. It's so funny.
It's so good. Fandom as like a hosting website, not great.
Boo.
Boo. Fandom, do better. But the moderators of the Warriors Wiki clearly put a lot of love and time into it and have a lot of fun with it. And I always delight in that.
Maybe one day I'll get the courage to speak up in the Discord they have and be like, hey, you guys thought about maybe like going to where my friend has been merging all of their
That's
their
true. You know,
wikis.
we could try and put in a good word.
Put in a good word if I weren't so nervous.
I feel that.
We got some cool covers this week.
Yeah, I found a couple of things. I do just want to note, first of all, you said the new cover is giving You Got Games on Your Phone, which is so real. Another thing I want to mention about the new US cover, why is Brambleclaw's lip so juicy? Why? Or either
he
that
does
or
have a
his,
juicy lip.
or his tongue is sticking out, both of which are just bad.
Yeah.
Both of which are not good. But I think
But
it's
he
his
is
lip.
he is straight up zoomed in. Like,
he is
looking
really,
at you.
when
It's
people
so
like
funny.
take pictures of their cats from under their chin, he looks like he is like about to drop the phone on his face in bed, like lying down with the phone, and you open your camera and you're like, this is the least flattering image I've ever seen of myself.
Yeah. Like, I hate the new covers. No offense to the new covers, but I don't care for them as much as I like the old ones. We know this.
Yeah. But some non-USA covers. Again, as always, Polish cover. I found the Polish cover. It's looking great. It's just it's very similar to the American cover, the new American cover, in that it is a big, like, close-up headshot of Brambleclaw. But the little background image of like one cat sitting on a hill and looking out towards the sun is just like so pretty to me, and I love the colors, and it's really nicely rendered painting.
Yeah.
I also found a Chinese sticker sheet of all of the cats that take part in the prophesized journey in this book, and I just think it's so cute. If you zoom in on them, both Stormfur and Feathertail have like little fishies in their mouth.
I love that.
Because they are the River Clan cats.
These are so cute.
This very like regal little squirrel paw with her chest all poofed out.
God. That's how Zelda sits.
It is how Zelda cat sits. You're right.
It is very like prim and proper little lady with her chest pushed out and her head like tucked in a little bit. Oh, I love her.
Yeah, the only issue I take with this is that they did make Tawny Pelt just a tabby instead of a tortoise shell.
Yeah, I was gonna say she is a tortie, I believe.
They did their best. Just like personality wise, there's some good stuff there. And one other thing that I found is this really incredible, very cartoony. I believe this is from a German printing. It looks to be the cover page or maybe a map page, and it is this very like, I would call this sort of a 1970s feeling, like illustration, cartoony children's book illustration.
You know what it kind of looks like?
What?
It looks kind of like some of the like drawn pieces for Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah, it does have that kind of feel.
Specifically with the badger coming down from the torn scroll.
Yeah, the badger is coming down. The badger's really cute.
I love it. It's adorable. It also kind of gives Redwall vibes.
Yeah, it does give Redwall vibes. I'm loving this owl that is just looking like, what the fuck is up? Over on the left side, this owl looks like Archimedes from Disney's Sword in the Stone.
He does. Oh, I love the little cats in the center spread.
Yeah, they're
so
all
cute.
in the center, and it's everybody that's on the journey, and they're all kind of looking around. Nobody in these illustrations can get more Tawny Pelt right.
Right? Justice for Tawny Pelt.
Justice for Tawny Pelt, but otherwise, I love this so much. Yeah, there's a specific style. But I don't know like what this style is called. But I love this image. I love the badger's little whiskers. There's just so many great details. There is like all of the different territories sort of spread out. Just great stuff. Love it. There's some rats over here, looking like the We're the Rats.
Yeah.
So that's the art corner.
That's really cute.
Yeah, should we do a quiz real quick before we get into the summary?
Yeah, I think we could do a real quick quiz.
I got 6 out of 6 for this one.
Hell yeah, so did I. The implication of that last question where it was like, yes, you need to use salt water to cure an illness. Like, no, hun, that's not it.
The one that really got me was who is Midnight Tiger Star's secret identity after he survived.
Yeah.
Oh. We, as usual, are experts in these books, obviously.
Naturally. We're so good at this.
We're so good at this. All right. Are you ready to read the summary and get into it?
I sure am. We begin in StarClan, where several cats discuss a new prophecy to come to the forest. A representative of each forest clan selects a cat to receive the dream, and opinions are shared amongst them. Brambleclaw is the cat StarClan selects for ThunderClan, and the young warrior spends his days silently trying to determine what his dream meant. He soon discovers that his sister, Tawny Pelt, also had the dream, and they resolve to meet at Four Trees at the new moon in case the other Chosen arrive. Wind Clan's Chosen is an apprentice named Crowpaw, and River Clan's is Feathertail, though her brother Stormfur insists on accompanying her. Brambleclaw is followed by Squirrelpaw, Firestar's headstrong daughter, and he decides that having her there is better than her telling her father about what they're planning to do. The cats, however, do not receive any information from StarClan and depart. Meanwhile, Leafpaw, the ThunderClan medicine cat apprentice and Firestar's other daughter, is busy with her own duties to the clan and her training, including trying to connect with Mothwing, the new RiverClan medicine cat apprentice. Eventually, while out with Cinderpelt, the medicine cat sees a vision of a tiger leaping from fire, which Firestar takes to mean that Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw, who've been spending a lot of time together recently, would be trouble for the clan if allowed to continue. Brambleclaw has another dream, this time of drowning in salty water, and when Ravenpaw visits to warn of increased two-leg activity, the former clan cat tells Brambleclaw that that place is real. Brambleclaw tries to tell Squirrelpaw, as he promised, but Firestar is intent on keeping the two apart. After a verbal spat with Firestar, the two decide not to return to ThunderClan before Brambleclaw heads back to Four Trees. Before they leave, Leafpaw comes to give them some traveling herbs and advice, and she is now made vaguely aware of the prophecy. The chosen cats meet up once more and begin their journey. Along the way, they visit Ravenpaw, travel across farms, fight some rats, and receive omens of the sun-drowned place. Later, they meet a former kitty pet named Purdy, who eventually leads them through a two-leg place to the forest, and soon their journey is over as they reach the ocean. They make their way to the cave from the vision, where they meet Midnight, a badger who can speak with cats, to warn them that the two legs are going to destroy the forest territories. In the epilogue, the cats of ThunderClan, still worried for their lost clanmates, soon see the impending danger for themselves as two legs begin to destroy the forest. Feels like a short summary, but like a lot actually does happen. I think it's a really really strong plot, honestly.
Yeah, this is a book that I didn't write that many notes about, but truly enjoyed reading.
Oh yeah. The prologue is hilarious.
I love the prologue, which is just full of StarClan cats being petty.
It's so funny because they're literally there was one that I think it's when Oakhart chooses Feathertail as the cat for River Clan. And as we know, Feathertail was mentored by Mistyfoot. And so Blue Star is like, her? Are you sure? And he's like, don't you think she was well mentored? And it's just like, all right, Oakhart, don't be a bitch.
They're truly like...
They're so sassy.
They're like divorced but getting back together energy.
Literally.
You know?
Oh my god, yes. They are so divorced. It's so good. And then everyone like rags on Blue Star for picking Brambleclaw. Yeah. And then of course everyone is pissed about Crowpaw being picked. They're like, an apprentice, and shut up.
Is truly like, everybody shut the fuck up. It's my choice, like, I get to choose. It's my birthday party, and I get to choose what we watch.
It's so funny. I just really liked, as a resident StarClan hater, I really enjoyed StarClan's scene here. I think it was very funny. Like, it felt more real than all the other bullshit that StarClan does.
Yeah, I like it when StarClan truly feels like they are just like the blind leading the blind, because I think that that's so much more honest to like the way that this cosmology works.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, obviously, we've had some novellas that have retconned in things like them knowing everything that's ever going to happen, which we weren't super excited about when it came up. But I think that this energy is way more interesting to me.
I agree. And like, I think it feels more organic for them to be like, we gotta pick a cat.
Yeah.
Who are we gonna pick? Rather than like, yes, this cat has been meant to do this for generations upon generations because their bloodline is like, no, fuck you. I want them pulling cats out of a hat.
I want their very biased picks. I want this to be fantasy football.
Oh my god, it is fantasy football.
They're doing a snake draft. I do want to give a quick, this is from the Allegiances, quick shout out. Our guy Running Nose has retired.
Good for him.
Get some rest, King. I'm going to miss you. I mean, he ain't dead yet. He's just in the Elder's Den. But also shout out to Little Cloud for the promotion. I don't remember if we really talked about this super deeply. I feel like we mentioned it, but I just love the arc of Little Cloud going from being a warrior to being healed by Cinderpelt after he was really, really sick, and that inspiring him to become a medicine cat and then becoming ShadowClan's new medicine cat. I love Little Cloud. A big Little Cloud stan.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that one time when I was like, oh, I didn't even realize like how much I really do like him.
Yeah.
I love, just like from the top, I'm just kind of going in order because that's what I tried to write all my notes in. Mm-hmm. Dual POV, love it. Oh my god. It's so nice. Especially with just how different Brambleclaw and Leafpaw are.
Yeah, they're like, really
talk about
fun.
Complete opposites. Leafpaw is like very quiet, very like, I need to be like, I have a lot to learn, a lot to live up to. I don't want to like fuck it up or anything. Mm-hmm. And Brambleclaw is just like, oh god, why me? Why did I get the prophecy?
Oh god, I love how high strung he is, and how
god, I love him.
So relatable. Everything he does is so relatable.
He's so great. Wow. Like, I forgot. So, again, it's been forever since I read this book. Mm-hmm. I forgot how much I love his point of view. He's so good.
I know. I love him in these books. I love him up here. I can't speak for, it's been a lot. I can't speak for, like, how I'll feel about him as we go forward.
Agreed.
You know? But
I think I've had some issues with him in the future. But, like, young Brambleclaw, wow.
He's just so nervous.
And not nervous in the, like, panicky way. Nervous in the, oh god, I have so much, like, stuff that I gotta do. And
burdened with responsibility.
Yeah, we love it.
We love it.
There was a little scene early on when Sorreltail gets her warrior name. Firestar's like, you have to take your vigil in silence and watch over the camp. And Cloudtail just kind of says, yeah, while the rest of us get a good night's sleep. And Firestar like glares down at him. And it's just like, I love Cloudtail in this book. He's barely in there, but he is like, as a presence, he's just like, so sassy.
He's so sassy all the time, and he always has some sort of little snappy retort.
It's so good.
I love him. One of my notes is literally just Brackenfur moment, and that's all. I stand by it.
Yeah. I literally messaged Scout. I was like, hey, Brackenfur mentioned.
I was like, yeah, I have that note, basically. I will note a little bit more Brackenfur Corner. Really cute that he's mentoring Whitepaw, who is his niece, as well as, Brightheart and Cloudtail's daughter. I love that. And I also love that he is once again just abysmal at executing on requests from Firestar. I love him so much. He's doing his best, but he cannot do like the covert op. He's just not built for it.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
Stop giving him these jobs.
Stop giving him these jobs, please. He can't lie for shit.
Let's talk about your bold remark here.
Okay, so Firestar's daughters have ESP. And
yeah, they have like, at first it's very described as like, and I've heard like, people I know who are twins like have talked about like being able to sort of feel what the other person is feeling. Like that is something that like has been mentioned before. Mm-hmm. And it starts off as that.
Right. When they first mention it, it's like, oh yeah, this is like a twin thing.
Yeah.
And then
it does not remain so.
No, it really becomes like the deeper you get into the book, you're like, oh, this is straight up like psychic powers.
They literally have a psychic link.
This is a psychic link. This is like Leafpaw has dreams about things that Squirrelpaw is doing while Squirrelpaw is awake. And they literally communicate the identification of a herb across 100 miles across like a distance that took the cats 2 weeks to walk.
Yeah, by Leafpaw eating a bit of burdock before going to bed, and then Squirrelpaw waking up like, what's this fucking taste in my mouth?
Why my mouth tastes so bad? It's
I love that wild
she...
shit. I love it though.
It's so good, and I love that Leafpaw takes the bite and then like is falling asleep thinking like you do when you're trying to like lucid dream, like burdock root, burdock root, burdock root, burdock root. Squirrelpaw, can you hear me? It's burdock root.
Yeah, it's so funny. But I really do. I do like it. I think it's very fun, and it allows for like kind of fluidity in the switching POV. I think it works really well for that.
Definitely. And I really like the detail that we get POV from one of the cats that has the psychic link, but Squirrelpaw is not our other POV character. So we're seeing like the first person perspective of Leafpaw trying to send or receive these sort of psychic feelings through this link. And then we just see Brambleclaw being like, why is Squirrelpaw like acting so weird? Or why does Squirrelpaw know this thing? Which I think is really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just cracks me up. This is the beginning. If we were reading in publication order instead of in narrative chronological order, this is where we would start to get what I affectionately call the magic feature creep of warrior cats.
This is where the magic powers start to happen.
They start to happen here, and it will only get more wild.
Like, I really do wish they had just kept it with this, because like I think this is a fun, like still sort of believable.
Within like the magical realism fiction that we sort of have going.
Because it could very easily be explained as like StarClan like forming this path between them.
True, yeah.
The other shit, guys,
we're gonna go some places.
There was some fun foreshadowing early on in the book.
Yes.
Actually a lot of fun foreshadowing in this book.
Really, really nicely foreshadowed stuff.
I mentioned this as well. I think they just got really tight with the storytelling in this one.
Yeah,
it did not feel like there was really any scene that did not add to the story. Mm-hmm. And thank God for that.
Yeah.
Where did that go? no offense, but like there are certain books where I'm like, hey, can we get this back, please? But yeah, there's a mention of like badgers and cats can never, like, whenever they meet, there's always trouble kind of stuff. And it's like me already knowing that Midnight is a badger pointing like, oh my god, oh my god.
There's also really good foreshadowing here for the stuff happening in the forest with Ravenpaw coming to visit and like warn about that. And there's also like there's one moment at a gathering where Leafpaw is like, Blackfoot is talking about there being more two legs in ShadowClan territory, but like who even cares about that right now with whatever the hell is going on in my brain? And it's like
and specifically I think it was like the swampy bit that even the cats couldn't go, and so it's like we as people know like, oh, they're going to be like messing with the swamp and doing whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah, they probably have to start out by draining the swamp before they do the other stuff.
Yeah, they're like draining the swamp and like putting whatever in there so that they can kind of have a foundation for the expressway that they are destroying the clan's territory to build.
Yeah, they're building the freeway, baby.
But yeah, so there's that, and I still can never remember what the actual two-leg thing is that starts the fire that Cinderpelt sees, but like there being just like random pieces of like scrap glass in the middle of the forest.
I wonder if it's a magnifying glass. I know that that's like the classic thing is that, you know, you can start a fire with a magnifying glass, but I don't know why there would just be like a fucking Sherlock Holmes ass magnifying glass there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that there is just like a little bit of trash left that makes a very brief fire that ends up being another prophecy that Cinderpelt gets. Speaking of which, shout out to Firestar's "What are your intentions with my daughter?" era.
Oh my god. And it's never even like Brambleclaw being like, oh, he doesn't trust me because Tiger Star's my father. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with Firestar
truly
right
like,
now?
what did I do?
He's like, I have not done a damn thing to make you pissed off at me. What is going on?
Which I really appreciate. Like,
I do too.
I appreciate so much that Brambleclaw is confident in himself and he's like, but still having that thing of like, oh, you know what? It really is giving it's an autistic feeling for sure of like, I'm doing exactly what you asked me to do, but there is like some level of additional information that I have not received. And I don't know what's going on. Like, I think that's part of the reason that it resonated with me so much.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's so funny.
Like, they literally meet up because like, every single time they try and talk to each other, Firestar's like, nope, you go this way, you go that way. And they like sneak off. And all he wants to do is just say like, hey, I had a dream. I'm going back. Like,
yeah,
FYI.
Literally, he's just
and
trying to say like 2 sentences.
What are you guys doing back here?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, fucking chill.
Oh my god, Firestar, you gotta chill. The orange cat energy is coming out once again.
Yeah, he is just...
And even shout out to Sandstorm, who keeps trying to like get him to stop.
I know. She's like,
and Graystripe. Both of them are like,
they're
Firestar.
Like, Firestar. If you keep yelling at Squirrelpaw, she's just gonna do the opposite. And it's like, you would think he would learn.
You would think.
Also, and this is pointed out, real bold and hypocritical of him to like get mad at cats for like going off and doing secret shit.
Oh, it's true. It's true. I do.
Like, okay, bud.
It's so true. I mean, he's always been that way. He was that way with Cloudpaw, and it's like, what are you doing? You're doing exactly the same thing that Cloudpaw is doing.
Yeah.
But I do also really appreciate him being really like disheartened and like understanding that he fucked up by the end of the book.
He really does just love his daughters a lot.
He really loves his daughters.
It is really sweet because like when Squirrelpaw goes missing, he's so upset and he's like, oh, he really does love his daughter. He's just a little hard on her.
He's just a little hard on her because he's worried that her friendship with Brambleclaw is going to destroy the forest.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we ever get an answer to this, but was that vision that Cinderpelt had, do you think that was like a fucking misdirect? Do you think StarClan was just fucking with Firestar?
I did look it up on the wiki. I think there was an Erin, talk or something at one point that did confirm it was in fact to make sure that they went on the journey together.
On the journey. But it's just
it is very funny to think about
that Blue Star could have sent some shit that was more clear than that, but it feels specifically like they were like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna send something ominous to make Firestar paranoid so that then the two cats choose to run away together. Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm like, God, guys, give the guy a break.
Let him rest. Speaking of Squirrel Paw.
Yes.
I thought she was gonna be annoying. After her first introduction, I was like, oh my gosh, she's just gonna be so fucking annoying. I love her.
She's great.
She's so charming because she does know when to shut up. But she also does kind of fuck up the social interactions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She is adorable. And she has good points sometimes. She's just she just doesn't know all the time when she needs to tone it down a little bit.
Mm.
I love her so much.
But
she's so cute.
She's she's headstrong in such an earnest way that it's not annoying, unlike some characters that we will meet next arc.
Oh yeah.
That I don't feel as warm about.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I really think it is. You can tell very early on that it comes from a very good place, and again, this is me reading into things subtextually. Being the daughter of Firestar he was probably, given how he reacted when she went missing, that man was probably keeping her sheltered for a while.
Probably. And also, basically her dad is the celebrity. The cat celebrity.
Her dad is the most famous. So how do you grow up like that? She's definitely got a little bit of a chip on her shoulder about that.
Definitely.
Well, I've got to be different from my dad.
Yeah.
I love her. I think she's charming. I think she is a very fun character.
She's so goofy. When she gets stuck she gets stuck in two places in this book, actually. First, she gets stuck in a bush that's a bramble bush. And then she gets stuck under a fence.
The orange really comes out sometimes with her, and it's very fun.
It's so true.
Transitioning in, all of the cats who go on the journey are... it's just a fucking stacked cast. They're all such good characters, incredible characters.
It's such a good ensemble cast. The vibes are immaculate. I love how each member of the Prophecy crew has a very distinct personality, a distinct voice, a distinct manner, and clearly brings their own thing to the table. Everybody has sort of their own little moment in the story to see why they are valuable to the group as a whole, and what how their being there makes the journey better. Even with stuff Squirrel Paw being there and Stormfur being there when neither of them were technically chosen.
Mm-hmm. Because, thinking about it, if Squirrel Paw hadn't got along, how would they know how to heal Tawny Pelt?
Yeah, Tawny Pelt would have fucking died probably.
That would have sucked.
Yeah, her shoulder gets really infected by a rat bite because rats have become our mortal enemy in this series for the last couple of books. Which
is also funny because, Firestar's Quest came out after this book.
Yeah, Firestar's Quest came out after the last one of the New Prophecy, Sunset.
Yes. Even Crowpaw, who, I have very complicated feelings about Crowpaw.
Yeah.
But, him being his bristly self is so much more understandable in this book, because this boy is, about to become a warrior, and then StarClan's
Actually, go do this thing with people you've never met. I really there's a really good moment. Feathertail specifically, I think, is the one who says this, where it's Crowpaw is basically the only one here that doesn't know anybody else.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any kind of familial or even friendly connection with any of these other cats. He's barely talked to any of them before. He's definitely the odd one out here. And, he is being very, like, the prickliness is a defense mechanism for sure.
And it is very understandable because, as he says multiple times, he's like, I am, like, almost done with my apprenticeship. Like,
I don't want to be doing this shit. We've been out here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's having a rough one.
He's having a rough one.
Speaking of the knowing each other sort of stuff, we are gonna get some romance amongst some of these characters eventually. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know who ends up with who or who has feelings for who, just skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm about to say kind of is more relevant to, I believe, future depictions of both Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw. I know that there is contention about their relationship among the fandom. Mm-hmm. I think they're really cute.
I know.
I really like this young Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw energy is like, he acts so annoyed with her, but like he puts up with it.
Yeah.
He's like, he really does like seem to enjoy having her around, and it is fucking adorable.
It's really cute. And the moments when they have, I melt for a moment when like both of them sort of like let those walls down and have these genuine little moments of connection.
It's so sweet.
It's so good.
I also think Crowpaw and Feathertail is really cute.
Me
I
too.
just love a dynamic where one of them is like, I fucking hate everybody except you. And the other one is like, everybody's great. I love everyone. I'm just the nicest person ever. A Grumpy and Sunshine dynamic is so good. And they just hit that so well.
They do.
And I do think they're cute because every time Crowpaw gets upset, Feathertail's the one who's like able to like calm him down. She knows how to talk to him. She's like really sweet to him. She's like the only one who's like really sticking up for him, kind of. It's so sweet. It's so cute.
I agree.
I like them a lot.
I like them too. I will call myself out as a basic bitch sometimes. Meaning that I am very I am not immune to the canon pairings, okay? I'm not immune to it. If I see it in writing and I enjoy it, I am not immune to that.
I don't blame you. They're cute.
They're cute. I'm sure that I will have a lot more to say about Bramble and Squirrel as we get further into this arc and into future arcs. I'm very interested to see their whole like journey back to back to back here, because there's like one book in this series where everything just goes to shit for like a whole book with like all of the characterization. And that's a little bit, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but I'm curious to see what happens there. And then in future arcs, I know that you're right that there is like a fandom issue with them, and especially in like as we get closer to the modern books, the books that are still coming out, people are not that hot on it. But I never found it as like egregious as some people seem to start feeling it is. So I'm curious to see how I feel about it and how we as readers, both of us, feel about it and stuff in comparison to the general fandom.
Agree. Leafpaw as well. I just noticed in this book, now that I'm an adult, good golly, she is always talking about how pretty Mothwing is.
Leafpaw is the most bisexual disaster cat. Truly.
She's just like, oh, Mothwing, you're so strong and beautiful. And I'm like, girl, where is this coming from? Oh my God.
Truly. And I know that there is some of that with Sorreltail also in a future book. So I love that she is simping for so many of her friends.
She just loves pretty ladies. Good job, Leafpaw. Mood.
It's just, I love a pretty lady. I feel it.
You know what? And you can get away with being with Mothwing because you can't have kids. There you go. Boom. solved the fucking medicine cat problem.
Damn,
just
we
be
solved
a lesbian.
it. Just be a lesbian.
Mothwing's brother, Hawkfrost. We're getting a little bit of some foreshadowing with him.
There was a moment in this book when he kind of caused a stink that might cause a rift at a gathering, huh? Interesting. Wonder where we've seen that before or heard that before. Where has that happened?
You know, and it would really be, like, interesting if such precedents, like, connected to him some way.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Interesting.
It's very weird. And then he gets a little aggressive. Missyfoot has to tell him to tone it down. When Wind Clan is drinking some water and he's, like, getting all pissed off about it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of somebody.
Yeah, I just can't place the name, you know?
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it.
I'll remember at some point.
Yeah, I'll get back to that. Put it on the back burner.
Yeah, for sure.
In other news, Purdy!
Yes! I fucking love Purdy! I love that man.
I love Purdy. Just the silliest old cat, man. I love him so much.
My boy. I adore him.
So good. Just based on where the Erins are from, considering they're British authors, the way he has a very specific like dialect that he is written with, and I would assume that that's probably something like a Liverpool accent or a Scottish accent, just based on like the way that it is sort of
it is very yeehaw.
But I have always read him with a Southern accent. In fact, I realized today that I hear him as Hank Hill in my head, which I love that you said that you did the same thing.
Yeah, no, like as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's like exactly how I hear him in my head. Fucking
damn it,
incredible. Damn it, Crowpaw. I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Do I look like I know what a two-leg is?
Literally.
It's Upwalkers for me.
It's Upwalkers.
Which is so silly. Upwalkers
I love him.
Is so funny.
My God. What a guy.
I love him. They keep saying that Purdy don't know where he's going and that he's surprised by everything that's happening just as much as they are. But I think Purdy actually does know what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows that these cats gotta learn how to get along, so he's gotta lead them around a little bit.
I also feel like he baby drags it out a little bit because he's a little lonely. He's lonely.
Yeah, he's just an old guy. I love him. He's great. He's a great character.
Yeah, I love Purdy.
What a guy. What a lad.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to discuss before our final character that I have notes on?
No, I'm good. Let's go.
Let's talk about fucking Midnight.
Midnight's so
damn,
cool.
What a cool character.
Midnight is so cool.
I remember when I first read this book and we found out that Midnight was a badger. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, same. It's so true.
Cool. I love her. She is so weird. She's like, she hints about the tribe, which we're gonna meet later on.
Yeah.
Again, she like
foreshadowing really tight.
Yes, and she like talks about like all of this wild stuff, and she even mentions like multiple tribes, which I always took to mean that like there are other tribes of cats out there that we're just never gonna meet. I just think she is a great funky character who like she is just so unique to the series. Like that was like the big like, whoa, this is gonna be so different. Like the series is gonna be absolutely different.
It's so cool.
And I honestly love the fact that we've had like semi back-to-back non-cats talking cat language.
Yes.
With the rats in Firestar's Quest and then Midnight now. And I'm like, yeah, I actually love that shit. Like, give me a weird creature that is like not supposed to be able to communicate with them being able to communicate with them. Give me a fucking dog.
Oh, I would love
to see that.
I mean, we did have the dogs in Ravenpaw's Path,
but they didn't talk.
They didn't actually speak. I would have loved it if they did actually speak.
Yeah, like that's what I want. I want a dog that is going to communicate with the clan. I think that'd be dope as hell.
I would love that. I mean, I grew up with 3 cats and a dog for a lot of my childhood, and I know that them bitches was talking to each other.
Oh, for sure.
In my household. If they had language, they were speaking it.
I agree. No,
so I think it's within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love to see that.
You had like a way that you thought.
Oh yes, I have an accent in my head for Midnight as well. I always have. She has always sounded Russian to me.
I like that.
She talked to the cats like this.
Yeah.
Always for like my whole life, it's always been Russian lady, like gruff Russian lady.
I like that a lot.
Is that what any of the badgers sounded like in the Redwall cartoon? I wonder if that's where that came from. Was there like a Russian badger in the Redwall cartoon? That could be where that instinct came to me from.
It might be.
It might be.
But yeah, that's about all I have to say for Midnight, the book. I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I think it was a fun journey. I think the characters were so, like, engaging.
Yeah.
Just had a good time.
I had a great time. I was so excited to be back here. This has always been, I think, my favorite arc,
it's
probably.
It's a really good arc.
And so I'm just so excited to be back in it. I'm really excited to read Moonrise is the name of the next one, right?
Yes.
And get into just more of this and see more of what is happening in this arc. Good time. So one more thing before we hit the Erin Corner, I would love to tell you about this anecdote that I teased you with before we started recording today. You had messaged me and mentioned how fucking sick the epilogue is, which it is.
Yes.
It's so good. With the beginning of the forest's destruction. I don't know that I've ever told this anecdote to anybody because I know that I was very embarrassed by it when I was that age. There's a moment in that epilogue where the phrasing is something like, "What's going on?" Firestar said. At the same time, Graystripe said, "Scatter," or something like that. It's like that, those two things back to back.
Mm-hmm.
When I first read this book, I was a child, obviously. And I had a friend, and both of us were in an opera. And when you're a child in an opera, you have a lot of free time because you have like 3 scenes in the opera usually, and that's like it. Like when you're the child ensemble cast in an opera at a small opera house in New Hampshire, this is your life. Your life is you're on stage for a few minutes and then you're like fucking around
right
in the green room, etc. We had both read this and we had like gone out to the loading dock of the opera house because it was like a hot night and we just wanted to like be outside for a bit. And we started role playing this scene from the book. And like my friend wanted to do the scatter and she did like the scatter and said it so loud that a woman who lived in the building next to the opera house, like opened up her window and said that we had to go away and stop her. She was going to call the police.
What the fuck? That lady sucks.
I think my friend had also been doing a bit of like, listen to how high I can scream, like how high I can scream at a different point,
yeah,
which is a little worse. But so I don't think I've ever admitted this to anybody because I've always considered, as a person who's very socially anxious and also has always had an innate and indescribable fear of older people who are older than me, just due to like authority. I always considered this since childhood a great shame upon me that I once made a lady angry for like 10 seconds. Anyways, that was my Warrior Cat story.
That's so fun.
now it's out in the world for all.
That's really cute. I'm sorry. It's adorable.
Now it's extremely funny. It's just, yeah. The shout out to that time that me and my friend were fucking around because our part in the opera was done for the night and there was still like a whole act of the opera and everybody wanted us to like get out from underneath their feet because we were 11 years old and like just tired of like playing cards in the green room and fucking around outside, and my friend was too loud and somebody yelled at us.
Oh,
thanks Warrior Cats. That's my story.
Thanks Warriors.
Erin Corner, I suppose.
Yeah, let's head in there.
Yeah, not too much to say in the Erin Corner this time. First things first, Cherith Baldry did write this one. I think I forgot to say that when we started the discussion. So this was a Cherith Baldry joint. Originally, the New Prophecy was meant to be a trilogy, but then HarperCollins ordered the full 6-book series, so it was originally supposed to basically take the cats one place to the new place. And like end as they made it to their, new territory. Spoilers, but they say it at the end of this book. The cats are going to have to move from the forest into a new territory, which we have seen before briefly.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So I like that that it was just going to be a trilogy, and then they were like, shit, we got to add 3 more books. I think that's very interesting. I've got 2 conflicting Erin opinions here. One is that if Cherith could be married to a clan cat, she would choose Brambleclaw.
She is correct.
She's correct. We also have both written this in the doc. And then meanwhile, Kate Carey says that he is one of the cats that she least enjoys writing about. Kate, what do you got against our guy?
Come on, Kate.
Come on, Kate. However, this dichotomy might clear up some things about how deeply he tends to change book to book in some instances. I would not be surprised if some of Kate's time with Brambleclaw are some of the times where Brambleclaw falls flatter. I'll be interested. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for this now through this read.
Yeah. I think I'm also going to be keeping an eye out. I mean, seeing just how things go from Dawn onwards. I mean, obviously it seems like they said, no, it's going to be 6 books before they finished writing everything, but
right, but
I'm
still
curious.
It's very, very interested to see. I think that also is probably going to put into perspective some of the ways that the back half of the series has some weak points. Yeah,
because I will admit Midnight and Moonrise are the ones that I remember the most about.
So I'm very interested to see.
I am too. I'm excited.
A little bit of some trivia. I didn't find too much stuff that I can say that won't spoil stuff that happens with these characters going forward, but one piece of trivia that I liked was I couldn't figure out if it's 100% confirmed or not that Deadfoot is in fact Crowpaw's dad, but I believe so. There's a piece of trivia that makes it a little unclear, but he is listed as Crowpaw's dad on Crowpaw's family tree. So I like that a lot, and I like that adds a little bit of extra oomph to Deadfoot making the choice of Crowpaw for the journey.
I'm gonna look it up on the official Warrior Cats family tree.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it is listed as Deadfoot and Ashfoot as being Crowpaw's official parents on Warrior Cats Wiki, or the Warrior Cats official website.
The official website, so it's official. I'm a big fan of Deadfoot. I'm sad that he died in between these 2 books, or in between the 2 series. I wonder if we'll ever get what happened there. We'll see.
Yeah.
But he's a very minor character, but has always been really interesting to me ever since the first series, and getting a little bit of his backstory in Tall Star's Revenge just added to that for me. So I love that he has a little bit more of a legacy in the series than I realized.
Yeah, especially because it seems like all of their other children died.
It was just Crowpaw was the only one that survived. And that's it for the Erin Corner for me. Why don't you got some Sharon tongues for us here?
Yeah, I got a little bit to share. I didn't go too deep because we did just get a whole heck of a lot of new characters in this one.
Yeah.
We're gonna see them, spoilers, for quite some time. Midnight the Badger has 29 fics just for her.
Hell yeah.
Whereas there are only 11 for the book. So a couple of them are New Prophecy rewrites. I will admit one of them did fascinate me. So it is kind of another canon divergence AU sort of deal where Crowpaw and Squirrelpaw end up having a romance. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it could be an interesting read for sure.
focusing on each of the journey cats on their own, just to kind of show you how much of a big deal they're going to be for a while. Brambleclaw has 728 fics.
Damn, boy.
I know. Squirrelpaw has 710.
Hell yeah.
Crowpaw has 382. Feathertail has 246. Stormfur has 207. And Tawny Pelt has 245. And there's also a platonic tag for all 6 of them. So focusing on the bond that these 6 cats have, it has 19 fics, which I think is really nice.
I love that. They really feel like an adventuring party.
They really do.
Like,
ooh, what class would each of them be? Crowpaw's a rogue.
Crowpaw's a rogue, obviously.
Feathertail is a bard.
Mm-hmm. Stormfur is a fighter, I think.
I agree.
And I think that Brambleclaw might be a paladin.
I was also going to say paladin.
Yeah!
Squirrelpaw to me is a sorcerer.
Oh, I love that.
And Tawny Pelt gives me ranger vibes. I don't know about you.
No, you're totally right.
Wow, I love that.
I would play this party.
Yeah, kind of taking notes.
I would play this party.
Oh, this is gonna be so. I'm gonna be so like tempted to just like class every single warrior cat as a D&D class now. I can't do this. Lesbian Win, Leafpaw and Mothwing has 117 fics.
Let's go.
Of them as a romantic couple. One of the tags is lesbian cats. Whoopee! And I'm like, yeah, same.
Cheers, I'll drink to that.
So yeah, it's official. I ship it. Stoked that there's so much content, apparently. Tumblr was annoying because, as we know, Tumblr's search engine is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And so searching for Midnight Warriors brings up a lot of people upset about Netflix because they canceled 2 shows called Warrior Nun, I believe, and The Midnight Club at like the same time. And so everybody was like, fuck you, Netflix.
God, that's so funny. What?
So there's a lot of just...
The hell is Warrior Nun?
I don't know, but like...
I would also probably be mad that they canceled Warrior Nun if I was into Warrior Nun.
Yeah, straight up. And you know what? They're right, because Netflix does have a horrible habit of canceling shows far before they need to.
Yeah, Netflix got a problem for sure.
We've got some really cool art from Geely Art, Geelly Art, of the 6 cats at the edge of the ocean, at the edge of the cave. The sun is going down, and Midnight the Badger is like curved over them, like very superimposed, as if she is like the mouth of the cave. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's so sick. I love this art.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good. I'm gonna have to check out their stuff.
Yeah, this artist, it looks like, has done some really cool stuff.
This Scourge is really pretty.
Oh, it is. Look at him.
Oh, I love these. These are so good. These are some incredible art pieces.
Oh my God. Look at, this is a different artist, but look at just this absolute unit of a blue star that I'm sending you.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Top left corner.
I love when they make Blue Star a full unit. I love it.
Look at her.
Oh my God. Thick. Speaking of Blue Star, there's this image that I think really encapsulates why we love Brambleclaw in this book. It's another one of those Russian woodcut sort of arts. And it is Brambleclaw looking absolutely horrified as a giant blue star face with stars for eyes, like smiles down at him.
Oh, it is very
it's so
scary.
funny.
I get it, Brambleclaw. I get
He's
it.
like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh, it's so true.
We have another fun just meme picture, which is official art of Midnight with a Craigslist personals pasted over top of it that just says, I am because I be.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I just think that's funny. And then I found this other fun thing where I'm like, where is the fic OP? It is an AU idea where Goosefeather and Midnight are the same character.
That's really fun.
I think that's a really fun space to play in.
I've seen some interesting, like, Goose Feather is other people or other characters stuff. There's also a really good AMV where Goose Feather and Crooked Star are the same cat, like in different timelines or something.
Interesting.
Lots of fun stuff.
It does seem like this individual does get into a lot of fun AU stuff, so I may have to dig deeper because that seems very fun.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, we're gonna bring up Spotted Leaf Discourse again.
Oh God, here we go. We gotta do it.
Because I was in the tag and I saw people saying Brambleclaw is a creep because he and Squirrelpaw have a romance later on. And they're like, oh my God, Brambleclaw is a groomer. I'm not gonna tell you how to feel about him, but like, just keep that in mind that he was a full warrior when she was an apprentice. And I'm like, they're cats. They're cats, first of all. Mm-hmm. He's maybe a year older than her. And also, do you know how many goddamn relationships in this series are between cats who were apprentices when their mate was a warrior?
Like, it's just, I can't, you guys, we've got to understand that cat lifespans are different from human lifespans, and we have to just be able to accept that into our hearts.
And Brambleclaw is specifically a young warrior. Like,
yeah,
it's not like a Thistleclaw situation.
Right, where he was...
And neither was Spotted Leaf and Firepaw, if there was actually a romance that was written in there originally. They were not that far apart in age.
They weren't.
It's fine. Also, it's fiction. Shut the fuck up. I'm so pissed off about this.
I know. While we're in this corner, I have one other Spotted Leaf gripe, which is just, it's not related to this stuff necessarily. It's semi-related. There's just a moment in the book where Cinderpelt says to Leafpaw, maybe one day you'll even be as good a medicine cat as Spotted Leaf. And I was so mad because I was like, what are you talking about? You didn't even know Spotted Leaf. Yeah. Please put some respect
was your mentor.
on Yellowfang's name. Yellowfang is your mentor. Put some fucking respect on her name. Writers, Cherith, what are you doing?
Oh, Lord.
Anyways, that, like, for people do need to chill 100%, but also I am going on a full journey, like, through this podcast, through making this podcast, where I've gone from, like, I don't know why people are, like, so up their ass about hating Spotted Leaf, to now, like, I'm starting to understand the urge, the dark urge within one to become really annoyed with Spotted Leaf because of just the way that they've put her on this weird pedestal, and it keeps...
It's not her fault.
It's not her fault. It's the writers
doing some fucking bullshit. So get mad at the Erins, don't get mad at Spotted Leaf.
Don't get mad at Spotted Leaf, but I can understand, but like I can 100%,
Scout gets it.
I can see the shape of it. You know, I am like astral projecting through all of space and time and being like, I can understand I can see where we went wrong, like in all of the timelines.
Yeah.
With Spotted Leaf. Anyways, don't get mad at Spotted Leaf specifically. Get mad at the authors. Also, it wasn't grooming. Guys, it
really need to like hammer that down. It was not.
It really wasn't grooming. There was really
just
no
call
grooming.
any ship where there is literally any difference in age problematic and grooming. Like, these things have real meanings, and none of this is it. Like, the Thistleclaw thing was
real, exactly. That's
everything
what I wanted
else. You guys are being fucking ridiculous.
You guys really need to,
Sorry, I'm just pissed off lately.
No, it's okay.
Clearly. Anyway, let's go to something happier. Yeah. Let's talk about our Warrior Cats of the Week.
Yeah! What's your Warrior Cat of the Week?
My Warrior Cat of the Week is... Dun, 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 Feathertail!
Woo! There she is again! Jillian, our friend.
My beautiful girl. I love her so much. I just
great.
really liked her character in this. Like, I really loved everybody in this book, but Feathertail especially, I just feel like you really, like, she's very soft-spoken, so she does kind of tend to, like, sort of be a little bit more of a background character, but she is just so sweet, and I love her.
Yeah, I really like how she has an extremely positive effect on, like, the quote-unquote party writ large.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though she doesn't really get a lot of spotlight overall, I think that's really fun, and she makes me happy. Yes.
Yes, I agree. Who's yours?
Mine is Squirrel Paw.
Yay!
I was thinking about it today. I was really having a hard time deciding, but I just kept coming back to Squirrel Paw because, like you said, she just had a lot of charm in this book. She becomes very important to, like, the group. I love the moments when she and Crowpaw are just, like, going at it, fucking bickering with each other because it's so funny. It even gets to the point where we have Brambleclaw's POV and he's like, I'm leaving them to that because I can't do this anymore. I'm not, they can wear themselves out over there. But it's always like, I don't know. There's just something about her. She's just got, like, so much.
She's spunky.
She is spunky. And she's spunky in a really fun way. And I'm just so excited to see her whole journey because this is definitely just the tip of the iceberg with Squirrel Paw.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I love her. Well, that's our midnight time.
That's our midnight time. If you have thoughts, opinions, questions, or memes to share with us, you can write to us at pawsandclawspod@gmail.com. That's paws as in what a cat has, claws as in the part of speech, pod as in podcast. We are also on Twitter and Blue Sky at Paws and Claws and on Tumblr at Paws Clause Pod. Listeners who are 18 years and older can come join us on Discord, which will be linked in the show notes. We are brought to you for the first time today by the TWG Podcast Network, which you can find at theworstgarbage.online. And you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Blue Sky at HumbleGoat, and see the art that I do, including our podcast cover art, at scoutwilkinson.myportfolio.com.
And you can find me on Twitter at plot_twists, on Blue Sky at plot-twists, or on Tumblr at antique-romantic. Our next episode will be out in 2 weeks, where we will discuss The New Prophecy, Book 2, Moonrise. Read along by buying the book from a local bookstore or checking out a copy from your local library. Until then, dear listeners, may StarClan guide your paws.
TWG, the worst garbage, online.